Have you ever felt, just completely stuck? Like you're battling self-doubt all the time, or maybe just getting really frustrated by misunderstandings that keep cropping up.
Yeah, definitely.
Well, if that sounds familiar, welcome to the Deep Dive. We're here to take complex, insightful ideas and really pull out the key knowledge to help you get genuinely well-informed.
Quickly and clearly.
Exactly. And you're listening on BookCast FM, bringing books to life one cast at a time.
Great to be diving in.
Today, we are taking a deep dive into a really, really influential book, Don Miguel Ruiz's The Four Agreements, a practical guide to personal freedom.
It's huge, isn't it? And it's based on ancient Toltec wisdom.
Right. And its mission, really, is to help free you from those self-limiting beliefs, that kind of fear-based thinking, and just the emotional suffering that can weigh us down.
Yeah, breaking free.
So our goal today is to unpack these four agreements. They seem simple, but they're incredibly powerful. And the idea is, if you practice them consistently, they can lead to this huge transformation, inner and outer, guiding you towards what Ruiz calls personal freedom.
Freedom from all that judgment, the suffering, the conditioning.
Exactly. Freedom from all that stuff. Okay, so to really get the power of these agreements, we need to understand the foundation Ruiz sets up first.
Right.
He talks about this idea of domestication, which sounds pretty intense, doesn't it?
It does sound intense, but it's actually a really fitting metaphor when you dig into it.
Okay.
Ruiz says that basically from birth, we're all sort of domesticated by society, culture, family, religion, all these rules.
Ah, okay. So not like training a pet, but more like programming.
Exactly. It's like this deep, unconscious programming. We learn what to believe, how to act, what's right, what's wrong.
But not really by choosing it ourselves.
Not consciously, no. It's more through rewards if we follow the rules and, well, punishment if we don't. And this conditioning shapes us inside and out. It creates this constant self-judgment cycle, like an autopilot for how we see ourselves in the world. Often we don't even realize it's happening.
Wow.
And what's fascinating really is how universal this is. You see versions of it everywhere. Ruiz calls this whole system the dream of the planet.
The dream of the planet.
Okay. It's like the shared collective belief system. And often, he says, it's rooted in fear, judgment, punishment. It tells people how they should live.
Instead of letting them be authentic.
Precisely. It disconnects us from our true selves. And as we get drawn into this dream, we internalize these really strong critics.
Ah, the inner critic.
Yeah, he calls them the judge, that voice that's always finding fault, and the victim, the part of us that actually believes the judge.
Leading to shame, guilt.
Exactly. Shame, guilt, self-pity, and all these rules we just absorb without question. They become our personal book of law inside, governing everything.
So if we're constantly being judged internally and feeling like a victim, it's like we can't see clearly. Ruiz uses this amazing metaphor right at the start of the book, the smoky mirror. How does that connect here?
Oh, it connects perfectly. The smoky mirror is from ancient Toltec teachings. It shows how our view of reality gets all clouded up.
Clouded by
the smoke. Ruiz says we're born like a clear mirror reflecting pure light, our divine nature. But through domestication, that mirror gets covered in the smoke of false beliefs, fears, all that conditioning. The dream of the planet, basically.
So we can't see ourselves or others properly.
Exactly. It hides our true nature. And the big insight here is realizing most of our beliefs and behaviors, we didn't freely choose them, they were programmed in.
Which leads to feeling bad about ourselves, suffering.
Yeah, deep self-rejection, chronic suffering. So the very first step, Ruiz says, is just becoming aware of the illusion, noticing the smoke on your own mirror.
So for you listening, maybe take a moment, reflect on what your smoke might be.
Yeah, what inherited beliefs, what assumptions are clouding your view? Maybe it's that nagging thought, I'm not good enough, or I have to be perfect.
Recognizing those is the first step to clearing the mirror.
Absolutely. It's crucial.
Okay, that distinction between our true self and the conditioned self makes so much sense. It really sets the stage for the core of the book.
Right.
So here's where it gets really interesting. The practical steps, the roadmap to clearing that smoke and rewriting that inner book of law.
The four agreements themselves.
Exactly. These are the new agreements to break free from the old ones. Let's dive right into number 1. Be impeccable with your word.
This one is foundational. Ruiz calls it the most important and maybe the hardest.
Why so important?
Because he stresses the incredible creative power of words. Language isn't just sound, it literally creates. Words build, they heal, or they destroy.
Wow.
So impeccable means without sin, or basically without fault. Using your words with integrity, truth, and love, conscious speech.
Towards others and ourselves.
Yes, definitely towards others, but maybe even more importantly, internally, in our own thoughts.
Okay, explain that, the destructive potential.
Well, think about gossip, criticism, lies. Ruiz calls this black magic. It spreads emotional poison. It plants limiting beliefs in others and in ourselves, too.
Like negative self-talk.
Exactly. That constant internal barrage. I'm stupid. I can't do this. I'll fail. Speaking against yourself like that, he says that's the ultimate sin against yourself.
Because it creates conflict inside.
Yes, internal conflict, self-rejection. It eats away at your spirit. He actually says you can measure the impeccability of your word by your level of self-love.
That's powerful.
It really is. If you connect this to the bigger picture, it's not just about what you say. It's about the energy, the intention you put out. It shapes your reality.
So what's the actionable step here for listeners?
Become radically aware of your words. Before you speak, maybe ask, is this true? Is it kind? Is it necessary? And crucially, practice positive self-talk. Watch that inner voice. What agreement are you making with yourself right now, with your thoughts?
Okay, that's a big one. A really personal shift. Now, if our words are that powerful, how do we handle other people's words?
Perfect lead-in.
That brings us to the second agreement. Don't take anything personally. This feels like, well, a game changer for avoiding drama.
It absolutely is. Huge. Ruiz's point is simple but deep. Nothing other people do or say is really about you.
Nothing. Even if they're talking to me or about me.
He argues it's always a reflection of their own reality, their beliefs, their wounds, their internal world, their dream.
So praise, criticism, it's all projection.
It's all coming from their perspective, their smoke. It's not objective truth about you. It's a subtle shift, but it's profound.
So when you take it personally,
you're essentially agreeing to accept their emotional poison, their distorted view. You let their words control your feelings. You invite suffering.
right,
This agreement helps build like an emotional immunity, an inner shield. Your self-worth shouldn't depend on their opinions, good or bad, because it's all projection.
okay.
You're never responsible for their actions or feelings, only your own, and crucially, your own reactions.
So it's like they offer you a gift. Their opinion, their emotion, but you don't have to accept delivery.
Precisely. You can see the gift, acknowledge it's theirs, and just let it go by. You don't have to internalize it. It's incredibly freeing.
Yeah, I can see that.
So, for you listening, practice pausing before reacting, especially to criticism. Ask yourself, is this really about me or is it about them? Remind yourself, I'm responsible for me.
That clears things up a lot for daily interactions. Okay, agreement number 3. Don't make assumptions. This one. Wow, this probably hits home for a lot of people in relationships.
Oh, definitely. We do it constantly, often without realizing. And Ruiz calls assumptions lies we tell ourselves.
Lies we tell ourselves.
Yeah, because we make up stories instead of finding out the truth. We assume we know what someone else is thinking or feeling or wanting without asking.
And often we assume they think like we do.
That, Ruiz says, is the biggest assumption of all, and it leads straight to misunderstandings, resentment, conflict, so much avoidable damage in relationships.
Yeah, you can see how arguments start that way.
Totally. Assuming someone knew something or felt a certain way when they didn't.
So the antidote is?
Clear communication, which takes courage, right?
Yeah.
The courage to actually ask questions, to say what you really want or need, instead of guessing or expecting mind reading.
And we make assumptions about ourselves, too.
Oh, absolutely. Things like, I'm not skilled enough for that, or I'll probably mess this up. Those self-assumptions can totally sabotage us.
So it makes you wonder, how much drama and sadness do we create just by not asking?
It's a great question to ask ourselves. So the practical step. Next time you feel confused or upset or insecure, pause. Ask. Am I assuming something here?
Instead of guessing.
Ask for clarification. Try saying, can you help me understand what you meant? Or, what do you need from me here? Be brave enough to ask.
That's a real challenge to how we usually operate.
Yeah.
Okay, finally, the 4th agreement. This one feels like it ties them all together.
Sure.
Always do your best.
It really does. It's the capstone. It makes the other sustainable. And the key thing Ruiz emphasizes is your best changes.
It's not static.
Not at all. It fluctuates constantly based on your energy, your health, how you're feeling the situation. Some days your best is amazing productivity.
And other days.
Other days, maybe when you're sick or exhausted, your best might just be resting or just showing up, even if it's tough. The point is sincerity, effort in the moment, not perfection.
Okay. Not perfection.
And the implication is huge. If you always do your best, whatever that looks like right then, there's no reason for guilt or self-blame.
Or that toxic perfectionism.
Exactly. It prevents burnout, self-abuse, because you're honoring where you actually are. It's about showing up fully, whatever fully means that day, and dropping the internal scorecard.
Right.
And doing your best consistently, day by day, builds incredible discipline and self-trust. It makes living the other agreements feel more natural over time. You do it because you choose to, not to please some judge.
So it's showing up fully, but with self-compassion, letting go of the judgment.
That's a perfect way to put it. Radical self-compassion. So, for you listening, maybe a daily check-in. Am I doing my best right now, given everything? Focus on progress, not perfection. Use it to quiet that inner critic.
Okay, these 4 together, they sound like a really powerful way to dismantle that emotional prison we talked about earlier.
Yeah.
The one built from those old unconscious agreements.
Yes.
How does Ruiz say we actually break those old patterns? It sounds hard.
Well, the 4 agreements are the main tools for tearing down those walls, but he does highlight 3 key practices to make it happen.
Okay.
First is awareness. You absolutely have to see the beliefs causing the suffering first. It's like turning on a light. You can see the old agreements and start undoing the domestication.
So observing thoughts, reactions without judgment.
Exactly, just noticing. Second is forgiveness. This is crucial for letting go of pain, resentment, all that emotional poison.
Forgiving others?
Yes, but maybe even more importantly, forgiving yourself. For all the times you believed the judge or played the victim, it's not about excusing bad behavior. It's about reclaiming your own peace. Like Ruiz says, we forgive because we love ourselves too much to keep paying for old hurts. It's cutting those emotional ties.
Makes sense. And the third?
Consistent practice. Change doesn't happen instantly. It takes daily, conscious effort to live these 4 agreements.
Every day.
Every day. Each time you choose a new agreement, you weaken the old ones. It's like starving what he calls the parasite, that judge-victim complex that feeds on suffering. It slowly rewires your mind.
Awareness, forgiveness, practice. Got it. So when we do this work, what's the end goal? What's this new dream Ruiz talks about?
The new dream. That's the ultimate state. It's the shift from living the dream of the planet to consciously creating your own reality. Based not on fear, but on unconditional love, joy, truth, presence. He actually calls it creating heaven on earth.
Heaven on earth.
Yeah.
That sounds ambitious.
Well, it's not a physical place, but an internal state of being, where peace, self-acceptance, and love are your default mode.
So heaven and hell are states of mind, right here.
Exactly, right here, right now. The power is realizing you choose your inner reality. This heaven on earth is an escaping reality. It's totally transforming your experience of it, from the inside out.
Moving from victim to creator.
Precisely. Becoming the artist of your own dream. Choosing love and integrity over fear and reaction.
That sounds incredibly liberating. The book ends with a prayer chapter too, doesn't it?
Yes, it does. It serves as this beautiful meditative closing. It's like a spiritual invitation to reconnect with the divine inside you, open your heart, and return to love.
A final affirmation.
Exactly. An affirmation of the journey and a call for awakening. Reinforcing that personal freedom leads to spiritual connection.
Wow. Okay, so just to recap this deep dive, Don Miguel Ruiz, The 4 Agreements, gives us this incredible roadmap. Understand how we get domesticated, how we buy into the dream of the planet, and then commit. Be impeccable with your word.
Don't take anything personally.
Make assumptions.
And always do your best.
Do that, and you can genuinely free yourself from those old beliefs, that suffering. It's not just freedom from something, but freedom to create joy, self-acceptance, your own heaven on earth.
Yeah, a whole new way of living.
So here's a final thought to leave you with. If your reality truly is your creation, based on your beliefs about yourself, what could happen? What would happen if you really dared to choose a new dream for your life? Starting today, one agreement at a time.
Something powerful to consider.
Definitely. Thank you so much for joining us on this deep dive into the 4 agreements. We really hope it's given you some powerful insights and maybe some practical steps for your own journey to personal freedom.
Hope so, too.
We absolutely encourage you to check out Don Miguel Ruiz's work yourself. Support the author, buy the book, The 4 Agreements. We put a link in the description for you.
It's well worth the read.
It really is. This has been The Deep Dive, brought to you by BookCast FM.
Bringing books to life one cast at a time.